Moorish light continues. So, we will, of course, the Moorish light continues, deals with our divine and national instructions. I am your host, Grand Sheikah Sheila Seabreeze Bay, Divine Minister. Know that the revolution is a podcast. Praise and honor. We begin by giving praises to the causeless cause and the rootless root from which all things have grown, Allah. In this new dispensation, we honor our forefathers and foremothers. I give honor to my teacher, Grand Sheikh Richardson Dingle Eel, Prophet Noble Drew Ali III, as I know him. I'm not going to press that on you. As well as to Grand Sheikh Timothy Dingle Eel, hyphen Prophet Noble Drew Ali, modern day Moses and Aaron. I give honor to my home temple, 1055 North Milton Avenue. Grand Sheikah Tiffany Jones Bay, who is also our national Grand Sheikah. Honors to Supreme Grand Sheikh and Sheikah's Pratha Eel, and honor to all those who have and continue to uplift fallen humanity. And there are so many I can think of. Uh, Grand Sheikh Ronald Thornhill, my friend Grand Sheikh is Yvonne Green Eel, Sheikh Edie Eel. There are the On Sheikh, our chairman, Sheikh Johnson Bay, my husband, Sheikh Eugene Seabreeze Bay. And there are a host of other modes that we're just going to give them honor and recognition, as well as send love to them and to their loved ones. So, of course, I always begin my podcast reading from the Holy Quran of Mecca. And let me go back. I'm sorry, I did that so long. I want to share the screen. Okay. So, um, we're going to be looking at the Holy Quran of Mecca. And this is Surah 80. I hope I got it right. I found myself prepping up ahead of time, and of course, it's changed on me. So bear with me. We're almost there. Bear with me, people. I'm learning to navigate alone. There's always still much wisdom to be learned in the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right. So we will be going to Surah 80, ayats 40 through 41. They're the last three ayats of this surah, because often I ask the question, how do we connect blackness? I lost it again. Okay, not that far off. Oh no, we really. So we're going to Surah 80. As soon as I get there, I thought I had it already posted up, but obviously I done hit something. This is what happens when you don't have a technician and you're trying to do this all on your own with my young self. You know, I'm kind of young, so I have a problem. I have a learning disability right at this moment. It's called technology, but bear with me. That's all I ask. Be patient with me. Or else volunteer to help a sister. I'll take help too. I just want y'all to know. But I'm going to do the best that I can with what I got. Okay? So it says, verse 40 says, and other faces that will be stained will be dust. Let me make it large enough so you can see it. The dust on the faces of the sinners will be in contrast to the beaming light on the faces of the righteous, and the blackness in contrast to the laughing, rejoicing faces of the righteous. But the dust also suggests that being rejectors of a law, their faces and eyes and faculties were choked in dust. And the blackness suggests that being doers of iniquity, they had no part or lot in purity or light. Another contrast may be possibly be deduced. The humble and lowly may be in the dust in this life, and the arrogant sinners in sunshine, but the roles will be reversed at judgment. And Ayat 41 says, blackness will cover them. And 42 says, such will be the rejectors of Allah, doers of iniquity. So, in just reading this ayat, it's kind of hard to equate blackness in Islam. Now, if you're a teacher of Islam and you read the Holy Quran, it, 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 it should let you know that teaching people or endorsing or supporting people calling themselves black is a contradiction of the Holy Quran itself. And so therefore, if you're going to teach us, if you're going to share Islam with us, share it with us in truth and not do it in a passive and complacent way, because Islam requires the same thing that Islamism requires, and that's a change of mindset. So you can't continue with the blackness and say I'm a Muslim, because according to the Holy Quran, and this is only one place you'll see it, but it's in several different places. According to the Holy Quran of Mecca, if you're a Muslim, the one thing you are not in is blackness, because blackness represents sin, rebellion, and denial. So let us not get into the religious bicker of let us teach Islamism in its purest form, which is one of the reasons when Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought Islamism to us, he didn't just give us Islamism. First, he required that we proclaimed our nationality and that we received Islamism as one of our birthrights. It is a birthright religion. Every nation has a birthright religion handed down to them through their forefathers. Christianity, on the other hand, came down through the European for his earthly salvation, but we are dealing with that as well. So one of our topics today, why were we taught to hate? Why were we taught to hate? That when the prophet came on the scene, I'm gonna have to get a bigger desk. I don't have enough space for all the information I need to share. That when the prophet came on the scene, he says, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Juali, and I'm just showing you what it looks like. By the guiding of his Father God, Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his Father God, Allah. Now, this is the front side, but then we also have where you should end up at. And it says here, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple, know yourself and your Father God, Allah, that you may learn to love instead of hate. Every man need to worship on his own vine and fig tree, the uniting of Asia, which really just is saying that there are no generic people. We are to love who we are, and there's no reason for us to change that. And when we do change that, we get away from the foundation of our forefathers. We get away from the foundation of our principles, and we start straying after gods of other people, which do us has not done us any good. We strayed after the gods of Europe and end up being called Negro, black, and colored. So we have to definitely learn to love instead of hate. Now, when we talk about hate, let's just take a little dive, a little dive here, and then we're going to take a historical dive. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute.